psychologically get the people all messed up and adapted to that understanding that we're all one and we all bleed the same blood and this and that and the third, very, very rare. Once you got that understanding, you already hip to the one world system, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what it is, man.
You noticed though something recently, yeah? Every like any black actor when he wants famous, right. Whenever they say, "Oh, come, we all get along," they do that cool shit. Right. You notice they're all getting fucked now. Even that Morgan guy, he's getting fucked now.
Of course.
That. So it's like it's a curse. That bullshit. Right. Look at Cosby. Look at him.
Right.
He's all crucifying him, and he used to talk all that shit about lace up boots and all that. Yeah. And look at him. They've got bad charges on him.
Yeah. So I mean, like you said,
some of them in a rotting corpse, man, and they want to feed off him.
Right. So I mean, that's just the whole thing, man. I mean, like, and that's what they do. They use celebrities because they know that people gravitate to the celebrities, man. So if let's just say, for example, Brad Pitt is saying we all gotta get together. You gotta respect black people. White people gotta respect black people. Gotta respect white people. And you all gotta get together. They're just tools to get the people hip to that one world way of thinking. Yeah. Because Esau has a plan. The elite, banking elite, have a plan to pretty much combine everybody together, amalgamate people together, just so they can enslave. It's easy to enslave people that are not scattered. It's easy, right? It's easy to enslave people that is not being scattered, rather than if they were scattered. It's a smart plan, but it's not gonna work, man. Go on, bro.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, "Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his."
And that's what he did, because Esau, when he came into power, what did he do? He stole resources from other nations. He stole the gold. All right. What else did he do, man? He stole the people. He stole lands. All of that stuff he did. It was all based on stealing. So it wasn't
what he hasn't done.
Right. But the point of the matter is basically, originally and righteously, he didn't establish a society. It was all based on evil and bloodshed and stealing. Okay, so let's read that verse again.
And it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him?"
And what you gotta also understand, because if you look at West Africa, that land has got a lot of natural resources. The people in West Africa should be richer than the West. They should be doing far more greater than the West. Why is that the problem? What's the reason for that? Because the British and the Western powers are in cahoots, and they're taking away their resources to apprehend their economy. That's why they're poor. But yet their land has the most natural resources. You understand? So Esau's a taker, not a gift, man. Go on.
And it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his."
The word woe means destruction. Destruction unto him that decreaseth that which is not his. That's what that means. So Esau is going to go to hell, right? And they're going to understand and realize that a higher power was bringing forth that help. Later on, they're going to realize that.
How long? And him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right, that. But now we look at that word, thick clay. The word there is like batya, which means debt. So when you look at the debt, and you combine all the debt together in the Western Hemisphere, it's a lot of freaking debt. You can't even put a cap on that amount of debt. Prophecy, baby. Prophecy, going.
Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? Thou shalt be for booty unto them.
Thou shalt be for booty unto them. The word booty means spoiled. So they're going to be spoiled. So Esau thought he was going to continue his empire for the next, the next century, the next generations. That's not going to happen, man. What's going to happen is when this society is downtrodden and destroyed, we're going to be on the come up. That's the bottom line, man. Because that's that pride in them. That's the pride of Esau. Esau thinks and believes that I'm going to rule until 2098. 2120. That's not gonna happen, man. Once the chip is been initiated, that's the end of it right there. That's the last prophecy. Once the mark of the beast comes in, and that's initialized in society worldwide, and it's mandatory, that's gonna be the end right there. Society won't go forward after that. It's gonna get worse. Okay? Go on, bro.
And it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Right, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Oh man, it's simple, man. It's not hard to understand. You know, whatever man sowed, that should be also reap, man. For God is not mocked. Okay, so these white guys out there, man, they got some shit coming their way. They got some shit coming their way, man, and man, when it comes their way, they're not gonna be able to put it up. Because it's gonna be like a gigantic tornado coming through their house. You can't stop a tornado. Give me that in 2nd Ezra 16, brother.
Take Trump's wig off.
Right. You know Trump, man. I like Trump though. I like Trump. I'm not gonna lie, I like Trump because Trump is gonna lead America to its demise.
It's a straightforward cracker.
Good job, man. Trump's a good thing for black people.
Yeah, he don't sugarcoat it.
That's what I say. It's a good thing for black people because he knows he's making your eyes.
He's doing us a favor, by the way. Trump is doing us a favor. Anyway, so yeah, read that.
What's your stuff?
You know where it says you can't stop a hungry lion or something like that.
Right. 2nd Ezra 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia.
Right, woe be unto Babylon and Asia. That's talking about America and linked with the Chinese. So when you understand China, or when you go into the realms of China, you have units there, which is an American restaurant, and they got the girls wearing bikini and shit like that. So they're even following the ways of America. Okay? So it says, woe be unto Babylon and Asia. Go on.
It says, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Right.
Gird up yourselves with cloths and sack and the hair. Bewail your children and be sorry.
Right, when it says clothe yourself with sack, right, that just means you're in a state of mourning. Because when the Hebrews were in a state of mourning, we'll put certain garments on and put dust on top of their head, which signify that they're in a state of degradation. Go on.
It said, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Right, because your destruction is at hand, and it's right around the corner. This destruction ain't gonna be 25 years far into the future, 50 years far into the future. We right at the door, man. And this is why we as brothers, we gotta step up when it comes to the videos. We gotta be aware of what's going on, man. And get down with the program. Go on.
A sword is set upon you, and you may turn it back.
Right, a sword, that's what I was saying earlier before. Esau won't be able to turn this destruction back. Because this destruction is going to be so gigantic and so bloody that everybody's just going to feel the effects of it. Because what's coming down in this society is going to be something you've never seen in your life. Okay? It's going to far surpass those Hollywood films you done saw. Okay? Go on. What's up, bro?
That's not Charlie.
It probably is.
That's not Charlie. It's moving too slow. It's a blue moon. It's close up. Yeah, it's cool.
That's lovely. A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
That's it. A fire is sent among you who may quench it. But see, the thing with Donald Trump, let me tell you something about Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump, just like every other prime minister and president, they're under orders. Just because you're a prime minister, that doesn't mean that you're the highest above in society. No, it don't mean that, because you have the shadow government that's telling you what to do. You have people that have an agenda for you as a prime minister to go beyond. Not go beyond, but go on to fulfill. You have an agenda to fulfill. All right, go on. And that's why, if you notice, Donald Trump has not changed anything after Obama came. Go on.
Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Right, plagues are sent unto you, and who is he that may drive them away? Because it's going to be the Lord that's going to send the plagues. Like I said, you're going to have this people at war. That's going to be the ultimate plague. And this is something we've been preaching about for the past, almost 50 years now. And now, everything that we've been saying for almost 50 years now, it's now going to come into fruition. Or nothing but like Noah's. How long was Noah preaching for? prophesying for. He prophesied for 120 years. Now, the first couple of years when he was preaching about the flood, people nagged him and thought that he was weird or he's crazy. You know, he's bugged out his mind. You can't listen to this guy. But 100 plus years later, guess what happened? That flood came, didn't it? Eventually came. So we've been talking about World War III happening and other things, and now we're on the door of it happening. We're on the door of it happening. Okay? Everything that we've been talking about is happening. I thought we were crazy black guys just stand on the street talking nonsense all day. It comes to find out that we're actually speaking the things that are going to happen in reality. Go on, brother.
May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood?
Right, go on.
Or may anyone quench the fire in stone when they have begun to burn?
Right, you can't stop it, man. When the Lord brings judgment, ain't nobody gonna stop nothing. Trump ain't gonna stop a damn thing, man. The only thing that he could stop, right? The only thing that he can stop is his wheat from falling out, man. That's the only thing he can stop. But he can't go over that. All right, go on.
They say, may one turn again the arrow that is short of a strong
Only
archer.
gonna turn a damn thing, man. That missile's gonna fly the way it needs to fly intercontinental. Those intercontinental ballistic missiles, those ICBM missiles, are gonna fly and they're gonna reach that target perfectly. Kaboom. There you go.
The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that could drive them away?
I thought God was all love. It says that the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. Oh shit. I thought God was all love, man. What's up with that? Now we understand what the Lord is all about. And this is why, brothers, we gotta get serious on it. Okay, if you know of this truth, you gotta take it seriously. Okay, if you just coming in this thing, get involved, man. Don't be a sideline cheerleader. Like this is some entertainment. This is serious business, man, because it's even in the prophecy that the 2/3 of our own people are going to be destroyed. Why? Because they don't want to repent. So you got to take this seriously. Go on.
They say, a fire shall go forth from his wrath.
Right.
And who is he that may quench it?
Right.
He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear?
Right.
He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid?
Right. Go on.
The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Right, because everybody out here, when the Lord comes with the chariots and the laser beams, it's going to be powder. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to be no happy, jolly old time. Everybody holding hands, we all unison now. That's all bullshit, man. See what you got to understand, right? Reality as we know it is being controlled by the Heavenly Father. Everything that man is doing on the earth, man and woman or child is doing on the earth, it's already been sanctioned for you to do it. What you're doing right now is already pre-written, pre-scripted for you to do what you're doing. Okay, there's no such thing as free will. That's anti-Christ philosophy. Free will, that don't exist, man. We're gonna prove it too. Give me Proverbs, what is it, 28:4? What you got, brother? Right, you know we can drop that.
Proverbs.
I think it's 20 and 4. What else did it happen? Yeah, we won't get that right. You know it says where man's goings of the Lord. I thought it was 20 and 24.
Proverbs 20 verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way?
And that's the point of the matter. We're all moving according to the will and the power of the Heavenly Father. Okay, just even based on us coming into the truth alone, I didn't will myself into the truth. Okay, I had other plans when I was a young man, when I was a little youth man. I had plans of doing other things rather than, I never thought of being a Bible thumping individual. No. So that's showing you right there that the Lord leads you to a certain area. Even if you're poor, that was because the will of the Lord sanctioned that you was going to be poor. If you're homeless, it was the will of the Lord that sanctioned that you was going to be homeless. If you're rich, the Lord sanctioned that you was going to be rich. The Lord controls all aspects, all dimensions of this reality. And you know how he does that? By controlling your subconscious mind. It tells you that in the book of Job, man. Alright, when men are in deep sleep, in their slumbers of the bed, you got it, right?
Job 33
verse 16. Then he opened the ears of men and seeth their instruction.
Right.
I'll go on verse 4. In a dream and a vision of night, when sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed.
Right, when they're slumbering on the bed, go on.
Then he openeth the ears of men,
Then he opened up the heads of men, go on.
and sealeth their instruction.
And seat of their instruction. So when you're in bed sleeping, getting that deep sleep, right? You in deep sleep, right? You in that trance. The Lord is already putting that information in your mind on what you're going to do the next morning. Before you even get to the next thing. Alright, so everything is moving according to the plans of the Heavenly Father. That's the goddamn truth, man. Not no doubt, I don't even use the word damn, but that's the God truth. There's no free will, all of that. We have a choice, we have free will. Listen, man, if mankind had free will, they wouldn't be doing things they don't like doing.
Right.
Women wouldn't be prostituting themselves if they didn't have to. Alright? So there's no such thing as no free will, man. Get that out of your mind, man.
Prophecy.
Huh?
Prophecy.
That's all it is. That's all that can exist is prophecy. That's it. Free will, that doesn't exist, but prophecy does exist. Okay, because reality is written by the Most High Himself. So we done with that going, brother. Alright, that's it. Read some more.
It's more than that. This is Habakkuk 2, and I'll start at 8. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein, woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
Right, he may set his nest on high.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Right, that he may be delivered by the power of evil, because they worship Satan. Okay, but Satan is taking, again, orders from the Most High. Again. So to just think that you can override the plans of the Lord just so you can establish your plans, that's just ridiculous. How ridiculous can you be when the Lord is covering all the gaps? He's got Satan under his control, he's got man under his control. So what the hell are you doing, man?
What does Satan get his
Yeah, well, I'll get to you then. Yeah.
Right, I'll jump down to 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Right, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. What is America established by? Blood. Great Britain, blood. Why does it say woe? Because destruction is going to come after that. Go on.
And establish a city by iniquity.
And establish a city by iniquity. Iniquity means a multitude of sins. So this society was established by sin. It wasn't established by righteousness. That's why it's going to go out in like manner. Nature's not complicated to understand. All right, it's not complicated. Okay, you do unto others as you do unto yourself. If I treat this man bad, right? Guess what? I'm going to expect you to treat me bad. There's going to be a backlash. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So if you're living in a society that pretty much brings forth negativity against the people, then the people are going to react to that and respond in like manner. That's why you have clashes, okay, among certain people when it comes to the government. It's like you're not clashes, but you have protesting going on. You have a lot of rioting going on. That's happening all around the world because the world is reacting to the negativity that was fed onto them. I mean, the people. So this is the thing, man. The Lord gave us the wisdom and understanding. If you stray away from this wisdom and understanding, you're going to do yourself a disservice. The Lord was the only thing that the Lord wants us to do is to live in righteousness and build and elevate. That's the purpose of life, is to elevate and live. Not waking up early in the morning, busting your ass. You're working from sun up, you can't see in the morning sometimes, right? And you still broke. You've been working for 20 years and you still broke, no money. That's madness, man. That's injustice. Because in our world, if you was working, right, for a certain amount of years, guess what? That particular person would get benefits of that. Okay, that particular person would be benefited of work, and he'll have enough money, all right, to start up his own foundation. Prosperation. So this society ain't based on prosperity. It's all based on oppression. You're just working for somebody for the rest of your life. That's all it is. Oh, you know, and that's the thing. The schools will tell you, oh, you know, if you get your good grades, you go to university and you do this and you do that, etc., etc. You do all of these things. You gotta focus, man. Right? You do all of these things, and yet you're still fucking broke. This guy's on the YouTube right now that's got all kinds of PhDs by the multitude and homeless on the street. Check it out. But he went according to the book. Go on, bro.
And it says, Habakkuk 2 and 15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunk also.
Right, and that's what Esau did, man. He put that wine to Jake, got Jake looking stupid, putting these rap guys on the television, confusing their asses, all right, by the trends of what? In terms of the trends of society they push out. Got Jake looking stupid, and they put this guy on TV to make the whole entire race look bad.
Right.
Oh, that's just how black people are. But hey, again, whatever you do unto others is what's going to be done unto you. Especially the lost people. It tells, matter of fact, brother, hold that. Give me Genesis chapter 26, I believe. Where it speaks about how whosoever curses, he shall be cursed. Because that's what you don't want to do. A nation of people you don't want to curse is our people. You don't want to curse the nation of Israel, because if you do that, now you're putting the curse on yourself.
Right. Genesis 27, verse 29. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee.
Right.
Be Lord over thy brethren.
Okay.
And let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
Right, let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. That's all of the families of the earth that came out of Abraham. They're going to bow down before Jacob in the future. That's why the Lord had it to where we would enslave all these other nations, so he can play them like a fiddle and have us rule over them next. Go on.
Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
Right, that's it. So, cursed be he that curseth thee. So what did the so-called white man do? He put a curse on our people. He destroyed us as a people. Now what's going to happen? He's going to be destroyed. And not just the so-called white man, all of these other nations, because they all had a hand in our downfall, man. Even the Arabs too, Ishmaelites. They're going to be cursed as well. All of the curses that we're going through, pursuant to Deuteronomy, I believe it's 30, correct me if I'm wrong, brother, where it says, all of the curses that were put upon these shall be put on the nations. Why? Because they put us down, they destroyed us. So they're going to be put down and destroyed. See, when you stick to the scriptures, right, everything connects. If you notice, right, because people like to talk this bullshit about, oh, the Bible contradicts itself. When you actually understand this Bible in totality, you actually find out that everything is in unison. The whole word is in unison. The only way you can say that is if if somebody said that to you and it's got a good sound bite to it and you believe it because you're simple anyway. You know? Go on.
Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. And Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
That's 31, right? Okay, read that verse again.
And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Why? Because it goes back to Genesis chapter 27. Okay, whosoever curses Jacob shall be cursed. That's why this is going to play out. It is playing out right now on a gradual level. You see, a lot of these Edomites, they're not powering their horse like they used to be. You got something wrong.
This is Isaiah 60 and 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending
That's
unto
it right
thee.
there, man. That's it. Read that again, one more time, man.
And it is Isaiah 60 and 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee
Also the sons of them that have afflicted thee
shall come bending unto thee.
shall come bending unto thee, man. So that's, what is it, Genesis chapter 27 right there. So every precept connects to this precept, that precept. That's why it tells you in Isaiah, 28, it says, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Precept must be upon precept. That's how you get the understanding of the scriptures. What did David say? David said, I gain understanding by thy precepts. All right? But in order for you to gain understanding of the precepts, first and foremost, you got to be one of the laws men to gain understanding of this book. Go on, brother.
Galatians chapter 1 verse 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Hamashiach unto another gospel.
Okay.
Which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Hamashiach.
And we're going to do that right now. You got a lot of guys out there, man, that's offshoots of Great Millstone, coming with new formations and breakdowns and this and that and the third, talking about 144,000 is the tribe of Dan, this and that and the third, and they're not making sense at all. It ain't what they're saying, and it's not being backed by the scriptures. So it's nonsense, man. Go on.
So it says, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed.
Right, so let's say if there was an actual angel, right, with a full of hair, right, a big ass afro, he had a big bushy beard, okay? Now, if you're a simple Negro, and that angel come to you teaching you something different, telling you something different, you won't fall for that, man. Okay? But the men of God, because they're the elect, the scripture says, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, but it's not possible. Go on.
As we said before, so say I now again.
Okay.
If any man preach any other gospel,
If any man preach any other gospel, go on.
Unto you, then that ye have received, let him be accursed.
That's it. That's it. Because what you want to do is when you're using this Bible, man, you got to make sure that you're breaking everything down the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to do. You can't come with do breakdowns. Matter of fact, give me that in Revelation 22.
That's what I was aware right now.
Right now.
22, verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book.
Go on, brother, go on.
If any man shall add unto these things,
Any man shall add into these things. What is the things talking about? The prophecy. Go on.
the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
Right.
And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy,
Go on.
the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life.
That's it. So
and
you-
out of the holy city.
So you got to be very, very careful when you're using this Bible. You got to put ego aside, put that pride aside, put all of these things aside, man, and focus on what's important. Because what you don't want to do, man, you don't want to find yourself in damnation in the eyes of the Lord, because the Lord will destroy you, and you're going to come back in a reincarnation, right? And you're going to be ashamed of your fucking self, man. All right, that's what's going to happen, man. But we looking to get out of here, and we looking to be blessed. So thereby, we're going to preach the gospel as it is written. That's it on that, yeah?
Right, this is 2 Peter 3:16. And also, in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which some things are hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable wrestle as they do also and other scriptures unto their own
That's it.
destruction.
They wrestle the scriptures because they don't understand they don't really understand the scriptures. So when you don't understand the scriptures, right, what you're doing is you're trying to make sense of it in your own carnal mind. All right, but if the Most High bless you with the Holy Spirit, then you can spiritually see the breakdown of the scriptures as it is written. All right, and that's what the ICR comes in. That's when the Good Samaritans come, because they're coming with new bullshit breakdowns, man. That ain't really sound. It's not part of the sound doctrine. Go on. Oh, that's it on that. Yeah, go on, brother.
When I read in Galatians how if any man preach any gospel other than that we preached and that we received, then be accursed. We used the main one that preached another gospel, Esau. And he came in and said, oh, all nations can be saved. He came in with the white Jesus. He said, this is me. Believe in me, and
I'm the apostles.
So he came with another gospel, with another spirit. Esau came, and why? Because he cursed this gospel. He cursed Jacob by bringing in another gospel. So he tried to exile our good news by bringing in his good news. they're saying, oh yeah, the white Edomite is gonna come down from the clouds and bring about a good heavenly place where we can all dwell together. So Esau brought in his little thing and X'd out Jacob. So that's him bringing a curse on Jacob. And what did it tell you in Genesis? Curse thee that curseth thee. So Esau is cursed just by bringing in that Caesar Borgia thing. All right.
I never, and that's funny you said that. I never thought of it like that.
No.
That's a whole entire different gospel, man. You're going, bro. You go.
So that's him trying to add to the book. That's him trying to add. So Esau, he's cursed. That's why it says that my sword will come upon the people of my curse. That's Esau. Esau's cursed, man. He's the cursed people. So, it says on Zechariah 8 verse 13. And it shall come to pass.
Sorry, brother. I'm gonna let you break that.
Meaning something that will happen. That as he were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. So what the Most High is going to do is when he sends his son the second time, Yahweh Shai, the curses are going to be reversed, man. And we're going to receive the blessing. That's when the Most High's face is going to shine upon us, man. That's when we're going to receive favor, all right? Because right now, the Most High's face is turned against us. It's now turned towards the heathens. That's why they're ruling over us and magnifying themselves and fill up our wealth, all right? But the Most High bless them and curse we. But when Yahweh shall come back, that's when the curses are lifted off of us, man. And that's when his face is turned to shine upon us again, man. And we receive that grace, all right? And that's when we become married again, man. You know, when a woman is married, that's the best day of her life. That's why a man don't really care about getting married. It's the woman that want to get married. Because it's about her. It's about it's about her little spotlight thing. About a little fame, all right? A little moment of glory. But that's what we're going to get. We're going to get our little spotlight. It's going to be our day also. We're going to be, fellow, when you become, joint heirs. Joint heirs with Yahweh Shai.
Sorry, calm.
We're going to be beautified again, man. Because right now, look at us, man. We're the filth and offspring of the world. Everybody look down upon us.
I asked you earlier. You said Satan gets his commands from who?
Exactly. Let's get that. Somebody get Job. I tell you what, brother. Yeah, go on. All right. Because right now we're filth. All right. We're filth right now. All right. We're defiled with the dead. Okay. Us as a nation, as a whole. We're defiled with the dead. I told you that in but let me get that real quick. Bear with me real quick. It says Baruch. Yeah, right. So it says Baruch chapter 3, verse 9. Hear Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. How happeneth to Israel that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, with the dead heathens. And the dead, the most I don't know them. Most I don't know them. They're spittle. Alright? They're the heathen. The most I never gave them the commandments of life. That means they have the commandments of death, sin. You know, the most I'm not dealing with them. And you know, right? To back up what the brother's saying, because let's say, for example, you know, you're a Hebrew, and you touch a dead body, what's going to happen? So you're going to be unclean.
Right. You're going to be unclean for like 7 days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they say, thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hadst walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldest have dwelt in peace forever.
And that's in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 to 15. Right? It tells you if we would have hearkened unto the commandments of the Lord, we would have been chilling, man. We would have been cold chilling in the kingdom. Right. Not doing your 9 to 5, getting up early in the morning,